WTMJ News.
A middle school student faces one charge of making a terroristic threat in Kenosha. The 13-year-old boy made his initial appearance in court this morning after being arrested yesterday. The suspect allegedly tried to enter Roosevelt Elementary School around 9 a.m., but was stopped by staff after entering the school's secure vestibule. He claimed to have gone to the school to sell candy, later telling a social worker that he wanted to, quote, scare students. The suspect ran off after being questioned by staff, who found him nervous and carrying two suspicious bags. Detectives found several airsoft replica handguns and a replica rifle after he was arrested at home. No classes at Roosevelt Elementary School today, but it was already a day off for the students. In Milwaukee this morning.
Thank you, Jonathan, for the light that you brought into our lives, for the love and the laughter, for showing us what it means to live with purpose and with heart.
Milwaukee County Executive David Crowley shared thoughts during the funeral for the late Alderman Jonathan Brostoff.
Jonathan lived with an unwavering purpose, deep compassion, and a relentless dedication to leaving the world a better place than he found it. He dedicated his life to making sure that every voice was heard, that every need was seen, and every person felt valued.
Brostoff was found dead at Greenfield Park from an apparent suicide over the weekend. He served as Milwaukee's 3rd District Alderman since 2022 after serving in the Wisconsin Assembly for 7 years. A WTMJ exclusive, the president of Leinenkugel Brewing is talking about the Molson Coors decision to close the 157-year-old brewery in Chippewa Falls.
If you want to sum up the reaction, it's just sadness.
Tony Buger is the president of Leinenkugel Brewing. He's also a 6th-generation member of the family. His mom was the first brewery tour guide in the 1960s.
It means more when it's your family. So it's really difficult. For the decision to be made to stop production, it's very heavy and it's very emotional.
Buger hopes that employees who want to work in Milwaukee will be offered jobs at Molson Coors downtown. John Merkier, WTMJ News.
Time for news about your money with the WTMJ Annex Wealth Management Market Update. Wow, look at the Dow. 324 points it's up to 44,055. S&P 500 is up 32 points to 6,005. NASDAQ up nearly 30 points to 19,298. Financial planning at every level. Annex Comprehensive Wealth, Annex Private Client, Annex Ignite. Details at annexwealth.com. Sports, traffic, and weather are next. Saudi Unlimited WTMJ News Time is 1:05.
This report sponsored by Fox World Travel. Go, Fox, go.
Don't miss Fox World Travel's Black Friday offers available now with exclusive savings from 40, 50, even up to 80% off with partners like Delta Vacations, Globus, and Insight Vacations. Prefer to be pampered at sea? Explore amazing options with Princess, Holland America, and Celebrity. Don't miss out. These huge but limited Black Friday offers are only available with promo code Black Friday. Visit foxworldtravel.com to DIY online or call 866-GO-FOX-GO today.
During your career, investments piled up. From 401ks to brokerage accounts, it turned into quite a collection. At Annex Wealth Management, we believe every portfolio tells a story. We've analyzed thousands. Some reflect diligence and fortitude. Others, a mishmash of overlapping investments. When Annex reviews a portfolio, we spot what works, what might not, and then provide unbiased suggestions. Every portfolio tells a story. Let's work on yours. Investment, retirement, tax, and estate planning as a fee-only fiduciary. That's our story. Head to annexwealth.com.
Ben, your face is turning blue. Are you okay?
I'm fine, Nicole.
Are you still wearing that silly thing?
What silly thing?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Ben had an idea to promote the Avery Bedroom Collection from Penny Mustard.
The Avery bedroom is gorgeous.
Sure is.
Its concave design stands out from the other furniture designs.
Sure does.
If the Avery bedroom was a lady, she'd have an hourglass figure.
See, I told you so, Arvid.
What's going on?
Ben thought that accentuating some of his own curves would be a good way to highlight the curves of the Avery bedroom.
Oh, no.
So he's been wearing...
Don't say it.
A girdle.
Oh, Ben.
What?
Are you in pain?
Not anymore. I lost feeling in my legs a couple hours ago.
Come see the curvaceous Avery Bedroom Collection with queen bed, 9-drawer dresser, mirror, and nightstand, starting at $53.80 at Penny Mustard.
Showrooms in Milwaukee and Chicago.
PennyMustard.com.
Better versions of what people want.
Penny Mustard Furnishing.
Time for a WTMJ Sports Update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call, That's All Sports Desk. The Bucks break their losing streak. It was so nice to see the win, beating the Jazz 123-100.
Andre Jackson Jr. ties his career high with 4 assists in his first start of the season. Just what head coach Doc Rivers has been looking for.
Playing kind of that connector role. I was wondering how important is it to have connectors when you have 2 top 10 scorers?
That was the other reason that went into starting him. I'm sitting there with my coach. I said, can I have one guy in the lineup that's not trying to score, but knows how to play and get to the right spot? And he did exactly that. He ended up scoring points, but he did it through being a connector. Most of the time, it was phenomenal.
At Fiserv Forum, Dylan Hunter Carter, WTMJ Sports.
The Bucks are back in action tonight at Madison Square Garden against the Knicks. Tip-off is at 6:30, and our coverage starts at 6. By the way, both the Packers and the Badgers have a bye this weekend. Taking a look at the roads with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons paving time saver traffic. How about this for a Friday? Not sure it's going to stay this way, but no crashes being reported on the system and no disabled vehicles either. We like that.
Traffic is sponsored by Ken Michaels Furniture in Brookfield, Greenfield, or downtown Milwaukee. Milwaukee Mattress, where top quality mattresses are priced hundreds less than premium national mattress brands. Found exclusively at Ken Michaels Furniture in Brookfield, Greenfield, and downtown Milwaukee.
Here's your WTMJ 5-day forecast today. Mostly sunny and mild. We had a high of 58, but you know what? Sometimes Mother Nature says, you know what? I'm going to exceed that. I'm going to go higher, and she did. It's 60 degrees right now. Tonight, mostly clear, low of 43 by the lake, 36 inland. Tomorrow, increasing clouds, rain at night, high of 56 tomorrow. Sunday, mostly cloudy, and we do have a chance for rain on Sunday as well. Monday, partly cloudy, high of 58. Tuesday, mostly sunny, high of 53. It's currently 55 degrees in Port Washington, 61 degrees in Kenosha, and 60 here in Milwaukee. I'm Jessica Ty, Siding Unlimited. WTMJ News Time is 1:09.
65,498 square miles. We've got a lot to cover, so let's get to it. This is Spanning the State, and here are your hosts, Kristen Bry and Brian Noonan.
Good afternoon. Have you ever been happier that it's Friday? I don't know if I have.
I don't believe I have either. I would really have to go back and see every Friday in my existence to match the happiness that we get to go away for a couple
As
days.
you said, after 3 p.m., we will figure out what we're doing on Monday, on Sunday. Because
Yes,
after today,
exactly.
it is the weekend for us. How are you feeling today, Brian?
I'm good. I'm looking forward to this week being over like you are. I'm excited about what we're going to talk about today. I am still kind of processing everything that happened earlier in the week, but, here we go.
Here we go. Live to see another day. But what are we talking about today? There is a wolf that did not walk 500 miles. He walked 1,400 miles from Wisconsin up through Canada. So we're going to talk about truly a lone wolf. And then obviously it is Friday, so Steve Scafidi will join us for the Political Power half hour to talk about the variety of things that have happened since Tuesday and what he's learned. What's the most interesting takeaways he has since Tuesday to today, besides that he can work through the night?
Yeah, he's got stamina. We got to give it to Steve for the stamina. After 2 o'clock, we will, of course, spin the state. And then it may seem like we've been hearing a lot about foodborne illnesses and listeria and all that. Are we having more? And what can we do to protect ourselves at home? And then I will give you a Movember update on the mustache and what we're focusing on this week in Movember. And, of course, it is Friday, so we're going to end the show with fun till our daddy takes our T-Bird away. The Ha Friday Fun Time Grandiloquent Game Show. Today, the return of the Tri-Bond Challenge.
Ooh.
Yes.
Remind me how that one works?
We give you 3 things. You tell us what they have in common.
Yes.
How are those 3 things bonded?
Thus, Tri-Bond.
There you go.
Bond. Got it.
I knew I wouldn't have to mansplain it to you.
All right. Well, coming up first, though. So I think it's not a secret. Both you and I, big fans of the performing arts.
Yes.
You've done a lot of stand-up. Have you done a lot of theater, too?
I've done some theater. I was in a production of, it's interactive theater. I was in a production of Tony and Tina's Wedding for 3 years.
Okay.
Yes. Yes, I was. Jessica Ty,
very impressed. Well, I grew up doing theater. I was an actor for a long time. Since coming back to Milwaukee, one of the things that with all the extra time I
was
have.
going to say.
I this year joined Next Gen, which is part of UPAF, which is United Performing Arts. So they have a organization that's part of the bigger organization that is people in their 20s, 30s, and 40s. And there's like a donation that goes into it, and then there's different events during the year. But it's really trying to recruit the next generation of performing arts donors.
Okay.
Because as you can imagine right now, a lot of while Milwaukee specifically has like an unbelievably robust performing arts scene for the size of our city. And even if you get to Kenosha, if you get to Racine, like there's a lot of good community theater around Milwaukee. But most of Milwaukee's performing arts scene is due to a very robust but very old donor class.
And I think that would be the same any city you go to. You get the patrons of the arts, but the patrons, well, the reason they have that money is they've been around a long time.
They have been around and also it's then finding the people who value the arts. And so I'm very excited to be part of that group. And so that's partially about getting people excited, getting people to be donors. But Journal Sentinel just wrote this really interesting article about what the different performing arts groups themselves are doing to not necessarily to attract younger people to donate, but to just buy tickets to get them in the door. So on the other side of this, we're going to talk about what
they are
symphony,
doing,
the Rep, Renaissance Theater, Next Gen Theater, what they're all doing to try to. It's some pretty interesting, innovative stuff.
Perfect.
So we're going to talk about that after this on Spanning the State.
Woo! Hey, this is Ben Brust from Kyle Brust and Nortman on ESPN Wisconsin. People can't stop screaming about the Screamin' Sicilian frozen pizza, and no wonder. There's plenty to scream about, like the buttery stone-fired crust, secret recipe tomato sauce, mounds of whole milk mozzarella, and tons of premium toppings. Find Screamin' Sicilian in your local grocer's freezer and find out for yourself why Sport called Screamin' Sicilian's Holy Pepperoni frozen pizza the best of the best. Screamin' Sicilian. Taste what all the screamin' is about.
By now you've probably figured out what's most important to us at Semper Fi is our reputation. Building a great character-driven remodeling company is actually quite easy. It's just the first 20 years that are a bit challenging. Great companies are collections of great people, and we have great people. They're the ones that helped us build our reputation, but they only come after you've built something they want to be part of. We don't necessarily have to look for good people. They come to us. And that's what you want when you hire an exterior remodeling company. Someone who's going to stand behind their work, and a company that is truly proud of their people. And it's because they do great work. And when you're ready, we'll do great work for you too. This is Brad Youngluth with Semper Fi Roofing and Exteriors, your local, veteran-owned and operated exterior remodeling company. For your new roof, siding, window and door installation, or masonry work, you can count on Semper Fi to keep you safe, warm, and dry.
We keep you safe, warm, and dry, Semper Fi.
Spas. The Swim Spa Hot Tub and Sauna Show is this weekend only inside the Exposition Center at Wisconsin State Fair Park. Millions of inventory must be sold. Prices are slashed up to 60% off retail, so save thousands. Save big on new hot tubs, spas, and saunas, also cold tubs. Plus, see the Michael Phelps Signature Swim Spas by Master Spas.
Hi, I'm Michael Phelps. Join the swimming revolution.
The Swim Spa Hot Tub and Sauna Show, this weekend only, inside the Exposition Center at Wisconsin State Fair Park. Visit 1-800-SPASale.com.
It's Friday, and it is Spanning the State. I'm Brian Noonan.
And I am Kristen Bry. And did you see this viral clip of Andrew Garfield?
No.
So
Spider-Man?
Spider-Man, yep, the one and only. Also, lots of other credentials to his name. But yes, Spider-Man. Yeah. So he was on an episode of the New York Times podcast, Modern Love.
Oh, I've never heard of it.
And so they made a movie out of it. Oh, no, they made a TV series out of it.
Okay, I know
But
the
it's when
song.
they read, I think it's essays about love stories.
Really?
And so he was on the podcast, and he was reading the essay, Learning to Measure Time in Love and Loss by Chris Huntington. And he started to become really emotional and started crying. And the host asked him very kindly, like, what's hitting you so much in this section? And this is a part that sticks with me. And I think only like theater kids or people who are big softies like I am maybe feel this way, but he said, I don't know, it's mysterious. It's why art is so important, because it can get us to places that we can't get to in any other way. And I think that is always like when you think about movies that create empathy for people that you will never meet, or stories in history and theater. Like there's so many things that I feel like just through reading a history book, like you don't get that, right? And so it's like why art is so important, and why so many, I think, people who have dedicated their lives to the arts are trying to get young people in the door, because ultimately it's still a business and you need people to buy tickets and to donate in order to keep making more art.
And this is probably going to upset a few people. TikToks alone are not art. We're talking about,
some are art.
There are art, yes.
There are some as
are
far
art,
as
some videos,
jokes, yes, and some editing and stuff like that. Like there is some short form video that is artistic,
very much so.
I would not even put the stuff that I make as art. It's just me yabbering into my phone and raising an eyebrow.
Well, that's when people go, "Oh, stand up is an art." I'm like, yes, but
do you not think stand up is an art?
I think it. I think yes, I think it is an art, but I don't allow myself to call myself an artist when I'm on stage.
That's true.
I'm just a guy. I always have Mitch for me. He's just a guy doing his job. That's how I get introduced.
Oh, that's interesting. That's interesting.
But it is an art.
I definitely think comedy is an art. And so, like I said in the previous segment, part of UPAF is a group called Next Gen, which I'm a part of. But it was interesting to read about the effort of different Milwaukee arts groups and what they're trying to do to not necessarily get young people to be donors, but just to get them to buy tickets.
Well, it goes to what we were talking about yesterday with sports. It's expensive to go to the theater. It's expensive to go to the symphony unless you can find, and there are deals out there, but just if you walked up, you'd get some sticker shock.
But it's also the choices that you have.
Yes.
How do you want to spend your time of going to a concert, going to the movies, going to a sporting event, and how do different arts groups put themselves in the range of choices so that becomes an option of like, oh yeah, like we could go see that play at the Rep. We could go see Star Wars as the symphony plays along with it, and all the different things and we're so lucky to have those options. Because as a reminder, Wisconsin does indeed rank dead last in the nation for art spending.
Yeah, so we've applauded this before.
We spend about 18 cents per capita on the arts compared to our neighbors on the other side of the Mississippi, who spends about $9.67 per capita. So arts groups are very reliant on both donors and ticket sales. And so I thought that was super interesting. So you said you were in an interactive show.
I was.
Of Tony and Tina's wedding.
Yes.
So what does that mean when you say it was an interactive show?
That means that the audience is actually part of the audience played guests at this wedding reception.
Okay.
So they would come in knowing that, the characters would come up and talk to them and sit with them, and there would be, they might be asked to do something. So you can't just go and sit and watch. You are an active participant in what's happening in the room.
Well, and that's what was interesting, because that was a big part of what some of the different groups are doing this, as far as having like a Christmas Carol being more interactive, and having there was one of the plays that was like, it's about wrestling.
Yeah.
And so they are interacting with the audience a lot more. And like, it's interesting because I was like, why is that specifically appealing to younger crowd? It's fun. Don't get me wrong. But it's like, is it because... Does it make it feel less stodgy and formal as when people typically think of like the ballet? Or
I think so, because even when I go to the theater, and I'm fortunate enough to have a hookup, so I get to go to the theater. I still have
What's
that.
What's your hookup? Wait a minute, how do I get this hookup?
I'll let you know. When I go, you go to a show in these ornate theaters, and there is an air of refinement. Even though it always boggles my mind that people are coming in shorts and T-shirts. So it's like you battle against that preconceived notion that going to the theater is for older people who are going to get dressed up and perhaps wear a monocle and spats and come in with their opera glasses. When most shows are not that way at all. Most shows are really accessible.
Well, and that's one of the things. I know the MSO is not the only symphony orchestra in the country who's done this. I think I've done this in San Francisco, and I'm sure a lot of them do it. But really, have you ever gone to a symphony orchestra when they play the score along with a movie?
No, but I've seen them advertise, and I'm like, oh, that would be great. And one of my friends went to a Harry Potter one and was raving about it.
It is so... We've done Star Wars, we've done Ghostbusters, and I think we did Back to the Future.
Oh, wow.
And it is... Because it kind of goes back to the interactive part, right? Because I feel like when you go to a more traditional or classic symphony performance, it does feel a little stodgy. And it doesn't feel like you're going to... clap at certain parts of the movies, but every time I've gone, the conductor gets up and welcomes everyone and says, like, we want you to be part of the show. Like, clap at your favorite parts. Like, this wasn't a sing-along, but in that kind of vein of feeling part of the show, which is really fun. And so yeah, I had not thought of this. Clearly, there was something about playing along with a score of a musical, but MSO also, I didn't even know that they did this, but back in April 6th, they did a Sonic Symphony, as in Sonic the Hedgehog.
The Hedgehog?
And so it's like video games as well. So they're in 2025, they're doing Heroes, a video game symphony featuring music from Halo, Castlevania, The Elder Scrolls, and other games. I don't really know any of those games except Halo.
I've heard of Halo. That was it. But this is a brilliant move because, say you want to do something special for your kids around their birthday or the holidays, something like this, you're all of a sudden now you've got a kid who's seen something that they would have never experienced before and says, oh, can we go back?
And I think that's one of the other parts of the rep and first stage and what they're doing to have programming for really young kids. And I think about this as the fact that, like, I started doing theater, I think I was like 5. Like, so my mom was taking me to shows, but then she was also signing me up for stuff where I could go perform. And I think about it all the time with Frankie is like, I can't, like, I went to that Broadway rave thing a couple weeks ago, and all I could think of as I knew almost every single lyric to every single song was, oh my God, I hope Frankie likes theater.
You got to start stage momming her right now.
We got to start now.
Get her in some diaper commercials. Get it going. Get that another revenue stream.
Stage mom. We're going to go see shows together, and then if she chooses to be a part of it, I will support. All right. Let's take a quick break, and we'll talk about One Wolf's journey after this.
The Upswing is your place for commerce and community.
Can it be a little hard to be a parent and a coach at the same time? I'm asking for a friend myself.
Hosted by Jeff Sherman.
I find myself, especially at basketball games with my children, literally sitting and physically putting my hand over my mouth.
Weekdays from 10 to 11 on WTMJ. Presented by Horicon Bank, the natural choice for all your banking needs.
Here we are again, November. No more nice weather, Vember. Let's at least keep the cold and wet outside and do it with style with new Pella windows. Pella's, installed by Pella's 4-time National Platinum Certified Contractor of the Year, our own local and family-owned Siding Unlimited. No question that Pella windows are the best. Best looking, best functioning, best energy efficiency, and great choices with double hung casement, big bay windows, and even the in-window blinds to match your decor. And the best installer in the whole country is right here, our Siding Unlimited. That's the 4-time declaration by Pella Window Company of Pella, Iowa. Your first 2 easy choices. Number 1, Pella Windows. Number 2, Siding Unlimited. See all the other Pella choices at the unique Siding Unlimited Outside In showroom, 665 Larry Court in Brookfield. They're waiting for you. What are you waiting for? SidingUnlimited.com.
The surgeons that I know are good people. They just want to do what they can to help you feel better. And the surgeries they perform can do wonders for their patients. But medicine's a business, and surgery is the big ticket item. And there are surgeries that are absolutely necessary. In almost all cases, a total knee replacement isn't one of them. It's a last resort. So before you opt for a total knee replacement, if you haven't been to Rejuvenex, you may find that we have treatments that can give you the relief you're looking for. They're FDA approved, and they can alleviate pain, in many cases significantly. And insurance could cover a big portion of, if not all of our treatment costs. The osteoarthritic pain you're feeling will only worsen, and that's why you should take action now. This is Richard Salinas, registered nurse with Rejuvenex Arthritis Clinics, where we can alleviate your pain and rejuvenate your life.
Alleviate your pain, rejuvenate your life.
Go to rejuvenex.com to request your free pain evaluation.
WTMJ's Eric Bilstead here. Yeah, those sappy Christmas movies are already on TV, so it's time you start thinking about decorating your home or business with some holiday cheer. But you don't have to be the ones who do it. The folks at David J. Frank Landscape have a great holiday warehouse. Let them design something specifically for you. David J. Frank, they'll deal with the ladders and the strings of tangled lights. And here's the best part. They'll take it all down, too, in January. DavidJFrank.com. Here's the website again, DavidJFrank.com.
Everybody, it is Spanning the State. I'm Brian Noonan.
And I am Kristen Bry. Brian, what would you walk 500 miles for?
Across a desert to save my family.
Would you really?
No, that's 5 feet, and I go, well, they're pretty much on their own.
So then what will you walk 1,400 miles for?
Nothing.
Nothing.
I can barely walk upstairs here. No, nothing.
You just scootering
my
along.
little scooter.
All right. Well, one young gray wolf did just that. It was on. She was on a journey of 1,400 miles, and through a combination of modern technology, the Red Cliff Band of Lake Superior Chippewas' willingness to share information, and the animal's remarkable journey, in the recent days, a female wolf called, get this, EV400.
Okay.
Not to be confused with C-3PO. I didn't know that's how we name wolves now, is letters and numbers, but is becoming famous because she had quite the journey. So when she was about 16 months old, back in July 2023, she was fitted for a GPS tracker collar by the Red Cliff tribal members. And it was part of a wolf protection plan. Okay. And that's been in the last decade that the tribe has been using GPS collars to learn more about movements and habits of wolves. And so she started in Wisconsin. She was in the north, like very north tip of Wisconsin. And then EV400 began moving west. And on May 5th, she crossed the St. Louis River west of Duluth, Minnesota. And the suspicion is that she likely just swam across the river on her own. And then her track began to turn to the northwest. And in at least 2 days, EV400 covered at least 30 miles.
She's moving.
And then on her way, she passed through or came close to several other Native American reservations in Minnesota. And apparently, according to the article that this was written about in Journal Sentinel, it's not uncommon for wolves to move away from their home territories. And it's behavior that's seen in many species to help increase genetic diversity and geographic distribution of overall population. So apparently this is not like the lone wolf thing. And I always think, when I think of lone wolves, I think of male wolves.
I do too.
And so the fact that it's a female wolf moving like this on her own was super interesting to me.
Are you telling me this wolf has body autonomy? She could go wherever she wants and do whatever she wants?
She's an independent lady.
She
is an independent lady. So she continued her movement north, and then on June 1st, she entered the Greater Voyageurs ecosystem in northern Minnesota. And then, we got to go.
Where'd she end up, Kristen?
She ended up in Canada, and it looks like she has made a home for herself, and that she soon, in the next wolf mating season, could have her first pups.
Look at that.
But now we have to go to news.
Yes.
The Justice Department says it has charged 3 men linked to an Iranian plot to assassinate President-elect Trump, along with other Americans. California's governor declaring a state of emergency due to the explosive wildfire in Southern California this week. The mountain fire destroying more than 200 structures, most of them homes. An Indiana jury is deliberating for a second day in the Delphi double murder trial of Richard Allen. He's charged with killing 2 teens in 2017 while they were hiking. This is ABC News.
Signing Unlimited, WTMJ News Time is 1:31. I'm Jessica Ty. A Milwaukee woman says she received one of the racist text messages being investigated by the FBI. They were sent to people across the country. Arjoy Burris tells WTMJ she got one yesterday. The text said she had been selected to, quote, pick cotton. She told me this morning as an African American she was hurt and feels helpless. Right now, federal law enforcement and intelligence agencies are looking for the source of those racist messages. Cybersecurity experts are on high alert after the election. Generac's VP of Cybersecurity tells WTMJ it's not about who's in office that makes us susceptible to cyber attacks, but the transition of power in and of itself. William Cummings says the best way to avoid a security breach is constant education and remaining vigilant while checking your emails and text messages. Higher electricity bills are coming to We Energy's customers. The Wisconsin Public Service Commission has approved rate increases. They're slightly lower than what We Energy's wanted. Residential customers can expect a typical bill next year to cost $8 or $9 more a month, and in 2026, between $9 and $10 more. This decision comes after months of pushback from consumer advocates like Citizens Utility Board. Time for news about your money. Here's a WTMJ Annex Wealth Management Market Update, and let's take a peek. Wow, it has been quite the day on Wall Street. The Dow is up 346 points to 44,076. S&P 500 is up nearly 35 points to 6,007. And the NASDAQ is up as well, up 37 points to 19,306. Financial planning at every level. Annex Comprehensive Wealth, Annex Private Client, Annex Ignite. Details at annexwealth.com. Taking a look at the roads with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons. Paving time saver traffic. We do have a new incident. 4194 north at Wisconsin 119. That's over by the airport. Right shoulder is blocked due to a car that's broken down. Good news, though, no accidents to report. And here's your WTMJ 5-day forecast today. Mostly sunny and mild. The high was forecasted for 58, but guess what? Mother Nature want to go even higher. We're sitting at 60 right now. Tonight, mostly clear. We'll dip down to 43 by the lake, 36 inland. Tomorrow, increasing clouds and rain at night, high of 56. Sunday, we also have a chance for rain, mostly cloudy and breezy otherwise, high of 60. Monday, partly cloudy, high of 58. Tuesday, mostly sunny, high of 53. It's currently 55 in Port Washington, 61 degrees now in Kenosha, and 60 degrees in Milwaukee. I'm Jessica Ty, signing Unlimited. WTMJ News Time is 1:34.
We know what you're thinking, and all we can tell you is to drive careful.
Yep, Wisconsin roads are no joke this time of year, especially when you're driving on old, worn-out tires.
Schedule yourself a tire appointment with Rich Lawns. We carry all sorts of tire brands, including Goodyear, Kelly, Continental, and General, to name a few.
And every tire we install automatically comes with free tire mounting, free lifetime tire rotation, free flat tire repairs, and free alignment inspections.
Not to mention free wheel corrosion cleaning, lifetime warranty spin balance, and prorated tire protection.
Let's just say, if you're driving around town, especially this time of year on old, worn-out tires, you're due for tire service.
Courtney's right. And remember, be safe, buckle up, and hey, always make sure you have good tread on your tires, because cold, wet, icy roads are no joke. I'm Brett Matchke with Rich Lawns, and you're due for service.
Rich Lawns Tire and Service, such a refreshing change. Rich Lawns.
Hey, WTMJ's John Merck here. Join me every Saturday at 1 for Experience Wisconsin. I love it. We check in with businesses, organizations, communities across our state, bringing you some of the really cool stuff that's happening. This week, it's going to be good. Visit Lake Geneva.
Rent everything there. It's so reasonably priced. And you don't have to stay at the Grand Geneva to ski there.
And the White Lace Inn. That's a special place. It's Experience Wisconsin, Saturdays at 1, right here on 620 WTMJ.
Cheese doodles, Mr. Nougat Bar. Oh, here we go. 4-door hatchback.
Some things are fine to buy from a vending machine, but a car's not one of them.
That national online company makes it seem convenient, but it won't be so convenient if you have a problem with the vehicle you buy. And if it's after 7 days, good luck. Adam member dealers also let you search online, plus test drive the vehicle before you buy it. And they're right here to handle any issues.
But the car's stuck. No!
Start your search at adamm.com.
It's time for the Political Power Half Hour on Spanning the State. Here is Brian Noonan, Kristen Bry, and Steve Scafidi.
I would have given him top billing this week just because he stayed up all night on Tuesday.
He's been working.
The man has stamina that some would call superhuman. I would just say it's caffeine fueled. Hi, Steve.
Yeah, definitely coffee. And you can hear my voice. I'm still trying to recover from it, but yeah. 8 cups of coffee was the official total for election night and morning, which I don't advise people to do in a 6-hour period.
Were you jittery at all? Like, were your hands shaking? Could you not have done surgery?
Well, I don't know about surgery because I wouldn't do surgery.
I was going to say, can he do surgery today?
No, but I was good actually. I felt like I got stronger as the night went on. So and there was a lot of drama at the end, obviously with the Senate race flipping. So I was good. It's just the recovery is a little slower, and I definitely impacted my voice for a few days.
Well, and it's not like you even really get a break this weekend because aren't you taking care of your newborn grandson who's not going to be sleeping for many hours either?
I just literally left his side. Young Cal this kid's got the life. First of all, he's sort of in a half nap, half woke stage, but he's completely stretched out, hands behind his head, laying there like with his eyes closed, just slow breathing. It's like who doesn't want that life?
Got zero problems yet. All right, Steve. So I guess my question is, since Tuesday, what has been the most interesting takeaways or takes that you have either had yourself or you've gotten from other people as far as like the Monday morning quarterback of what happened and where we go from here?
There's a lot of things I could answer that question in a lot of different ways, and I think for me, I'll give you a couple or a few of them. One is the response of the side that won, which is Donald Trump's supporters, who still want to like look at election conspiracy theories and all. It's like, you won the race. Let's move forward. Let's look forward. This notion of too many people voting in 2020. It's like, I think we've done that. Let's move forward. The other one is the incredible response that Donald Trump, one of the most rhetoric-filled, vitriolic leaders we've ever had in this country, he was able to tap into something with people that resonated, whether it was the gas and groceries argument, whether it was the border policy and we're letting too many people in the country illegally. Something tapped into, and he crossed over basically every demographic. Young black males, Latinos in general, Latino males, even made some inroads with women, which I thought women would be the difference maker for Kamala Harris, Vice President Kamala Harris. But it didn't really turn out that way. So those are just a few of the things that struck me. I think the one that is sticking with me today is what the next 70 days will look like and how his transition to be the 47th president of the United States fits into what we normally expect from a president who's coming into office. What that will look like, who he puts in place. I will tell you I was impressed with his choice for Chief of Staff. One, because it's the first woman ever served in that role. That's well done. I think that's significant. And two, Susie Wiles is generally well respected, certainly among Republicans, by some members of the media and some Democrats. So far, so good.
Well, and this choice seems like a pretty reasonable choice for an incoming president to make. She, like you said, Steve, she's respected by Republicans. She's respected by Democrats. She's not somebody who thrives in the spotlight. Does that give you any hope or pause for some of the other names that have been floated around that are not in the same camp as Susie Wiles?
So far, so good is how I'll describe that. But if I see names like Roger Stone or Steve Bannon or Michael Flynn, if I see any of those names pop up, I'm going to be a little worried. But I've talked to a lot of people in the last few days, and they seem to think this cabinet level appointments, the people that have leadership positions within his administration, won't be as shocking as we might think. But again, it's Donald Trump. You never know. I'm sure he's going to try to stir the pot a little bit.
I mean, Is it a done deal that Elon Musk will be in the cabinet? Like, is that a problem? Was that a promise, or was that kind of just like something that was floated out there?
Yeah, I don't know if it's a promise or not because we're not privy to those conversations. But I think he's going to be involved. He sort of carves out this role as the guy that's going to come in and figure out how the federal government can spend less money. Now, I have to raise my hand as be one of those people that says, you know what, we don't spend money efficiently in this country, and it's getting out of control. Look at the exploding deficit. If he can do some of that without, just destroying all the things that people look to the federal government for, including Social Security and Medicare, Medicaid, if he can do those things without just making people sacrifice, because we've all paid in.
Like he did with Twitter, you mean?
Paying into the system. Sort of like that, yeah. I mean, to just blow something up for, let's argue, maybe a good reason, overspending, inefficiency, I don't think that's the answer. Now, can you modify things? Absolutely. And if he has a reasonable approach to it, at least whatever reasonable is in Elon Musk's mind, then maybe I'll be open to what he does.
All right. Well, let's take a quick break. And when we come back, I have some questions as far as where you think Democrats go from here. So we are talking to Steve Scafidi for the Political Power Half Hour on Spanning the State.
Finding the special healthcare resources families need just got easier. Wisconsin Wayfinder Children's Resource Network helps kids with delays, disabilities, special healthcare needs, and mental health conditions. Call toll-free 877-947-2929. Ask questions. Get answers. Connect today toll-free 877-947-2929. Sponsored by the Wisconsin Department of Health Services.
Hola, Wisconsin. Brian Noonan here for El Bandito Yankee Tequila. It is Friday, so let's get ready to break out the Bandito with El Bandito Yankee. It is the official tequila of game day, Friday afternoon, and random Thursday nights. What the heck? It's 100% Blue Weber agave, award-winning, all-natural, additive-free, and the smoothest tequila Milwaukee, Madison, and Titletown have ever tasted. You can get yours today at great spots like La Pina on 3rd Street or your favorite local store. And remember, friends, you always win with the undefeated flavor of El Bandito Yankee Tequila. For events, recipes, and places for purchase, go to elbanditoyankee.com. Muy bueno.
Fleet Farm's got everything you need for everyday life. Brands from Carhartt to Milwaukee to Purina to Goodyear to Rapala to Levi's and a whole lot more. In-store or online, check out all the brands Fleet Farm carries to help make your everyday life better.
Accunet Mortgage is an equal housing lender. NMLS ID 255368.
Steve and Ashley heard our radio ads over the years, and when it came time to buy their first home, they clicked on the blue button. We sent them a credit-verified pre-approval the same day and upgraded to a rock-solid, fully verified and guaranteed pre-approval shortly thereafter. We also let them know about Accunet's property-specific pre-approval, where we might be able to include those magic words, no appraisal required. When they wrote their next offer, several $1,000s over asking to make sure someone else didn't end up sleeping in their dream home, their property-specific rock-solid guaranteed pre-approval did include that most powerful phrase, no appraisal required, and the sellers picked Steve and Ashley's offer over several others. If you think all mortgage lenders and pre-approvals are the same, think again. Go with the local mortgage lender that has the tools and know-how to help you win. We'll also likely save you $1,000 to $3,000 in closing costs for exactly the same rate as your bank. Whether you're looking to buy or refi, click on the blue button today at accunet.com.
So if you're selling a $2 million home and you found yourself what you thought was a pretty good deal on your real estate commission at, say, about 3.6%, you'd pay $72,000 in real estate commission. Not bad, right? Well, your Benefit Realty agent will charge you no more than $19,000 no matter what size property you're selling for the listing side of your sale. And it all comes with the full service you'd expect from an experienced real estate brokerage. This is Angela Calais with Benefit Realty, where you pay less for full service. Benefit-realty.com. We've saved our clients over $19 million in real estate commission. Now, I say this because that's a pretty big number, but I also bring it up because it's always been cool for us to save our clients money. It's not about being the top volume agency. Over here, it's more about you. And at 1.9% commission with a cap on our commission for the listing side of your sale, no matter what size property you're selling, you will save substantially. This is Angela Calais with Benefit Realty, where you pay less for full service. Benefit-realty.com.
You know why? Because it's old man music, and Steve Scafidi is here joining us for the Political Power Half Hour. Steve, all the world is a stage, especially politics. So Kristen had asked right before, what do we want to know about the Democrats?
So I feel like I'm seeing a lot of, whether you want to call it finger pointing or Monday morning quarterbacking, but as far as what Democrats did, what they didn't do, and where they go from here, is there anything that stands out to you as like hitting the mark?
You know, there's always these questions when you lose a race, and I don't care what level of race you lose, but obviously this is the highest mark you can try to achieve. Look, it was always going to be an uphill battle for a candidate who's only in the race for, 4 months, Kamala Harris. Up until that time, Joe Biden was running for re-election. He had a disastrous debate against Donald Trump. That ended that. Quickly, she was moved into that position. There was always going to be some Democrats say, maybe I don't like Kamala Harris. There always needs to be a vetting, and that's typically what the primary process does. And I know people say, well, she was part of the ticket during the primary. Everybody knows that's not the case. You look at the top of the line, the vice president is not necessarily who people vote for. They look for the president. When I think about the challenges that Democrats have, if you're trying to appeal to voters in the sense that Donald Trump did, you better have a message that everybody is sort of in tune with. And I think the message that Democrats missed on this was two things. One, the economy. They sort of gave it like a backhanded, we know it's bad, but we love this economy because the market's great. Well, when you're talking about gas and groceries, people's budgets, that didn't escape people's attention when it came to voting, and Donald Trump was saying the right things. The other one is and this is one of those things that's going to hopefully drive us to pay attention more, is border policy and immigration. For decades, I said this on my show today, this morning's show, both sides have messed around with this issue. You can believe in immigration. You can believe that people have a right to come to this country, the greatest country on earth, raise a family, get their education, have a great quality of life. But at the same time, there has to be a process. And both sides messed around with this issue for so long. And I think Donald Trump tapped into this messaging across the political spectrum and said, we're actually going to do something about it. And how that happens, of course, is the rub. What he does, how humane that treatment is, what happens to these individuals. And there's a line there that I think he could lose the argument if that line includes, and I had this conversation with Bill McCoshen several times this week, if the line includes deportation camps and devastating local economies like the dairy industry in Wisconsin and other industries, other sectors, you can lose that argument pretty quickly, even when you have the advantage on election day. So that's something to watch there. How quickly that plan, that piece of his campaign accelerates. If he's just talking about it and not implementing it, that's a different thing.
One quick prognostication I'd like from you. Where does Kamala Harris go from here? Does she run again in 4 years? Does she go back to being an attorney? Where do you think she's going to end up after this?
It's a great question, Brian. I don't have the answer to that question. That's something that's very hard to reconcile. I mean, most of the vice presidents that have lost, they end up doing something think tank work. Some of them, end up doing a little media work. There's the
Al Gore won an Oscar.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, he did. Dan Quayle's still around talking about something somewhere. I think he works at a university or something, or if he's not retired. So they all sort of find their way. I don't see her, and I'm sure people will disagree with me. I don't see her as a viable candidate for president again. But who knows?
Who knows?
Yeah.
I want to before we go to the break, I want to quickly get your opinion on this, because this is still kind of blowing my mind as far as deep red states like Nebraska and Missouri voting for things to approve paid sick leave and $15 minimum wage and abortion, and yet Democrats cannot win there. And so what do you make as far as the popularity of some policies that Democrats run on but can't win on?
That's a great reality, right? We see those happening across the country. And I would say that speaks to the questions related to the budget and the economy for individual families. They're seeing these ideas that make sense on their single-family level, but not necessarily, they don't want necessarily these candidates using that as their campaign. Donald Trump's never going to be someone that's going to advocate for, we got to have college debt, loan relief. That's a great issue by its on its own, because you look at that issue. I think where Biden and the Harris camp screwed up is once you start talking about just eliminating stuff like that, eliminating debt, instead of just fixing the problem, maybe renegotiating those rates, not allowing people to accelerate up past their actual original loan balance, and maintaining some normalcy in those discussions, that might have been a more common sense way to do it. But once you get with the I'm just going to pay for everything, you lose people, and that's where candidates can really lose ground quickly.
All right, well, let's take one more break, and when we come back, maybe we'll check at the break to see if Eric Hovde has conceded yet or not, and what you think about that, Steve. So stay with us on Spanning the State.
Creative Planning presents Rethink Your Money with John Hagenson, Saturday afternoon at 2. Join John each week as he challenges financial advice you've been given and reaffirms what you know to be true. If your financial plan doesn't include taxes, insurance, estate planning, and investing, it's incomplete and you can't afford to miss out. At Creative Planning, we provide all the expertise, all the advice you need, all in-house. To learn more, visit creativeplanning.com/radio.
After a long week, enjoy a cocktail and great fish fry at the award-winning Fox and Hound Supper Club. All other dinners are buy one, get one free. Buy one, get one free. WTMJ's John Mercure here with the fall colors here. The drive through the Kettle Moraine Forest to the Fox and Hounds is magical. I mean, it's super special. Enjoy a tender steak, beef short ribs, pasta dishes, seafood, even the steak and lobster. Prime rib on Saturdays. Your second dinner is free. Desserts and ice cream drinks. This is a special treat. Buy one, get one free. Relax with an old-fashioned, a bourbon, a Manhattan. Choose from 100 wines, ice-cold beer. And check it out in one of their 8 unique dining rooms. The Fox and Hounds just off Highway 167, 2 miles east of the famous Holy Hill Shrine. Wherever you live, it's worth the drive for your free dinner and witness the breathtaking fall colors. The Friday, all-you-care-to-eat fish fry is one of the best, and the Sunday brunch is magnificent. All you can eat for kids, grandkids under 3, eat for free. Escape from your kitchen tonight. It's the famous Fox and Hounds.
Spas. The Swim Spa Hot Tub and Sauna Show is coming this weekend inside the Exposition Center at Wisconsin State Fair Park. Rows and rows of spas, hot tubs, cold tubs, and swim spas. The largest display in the state. Save up to 60% on all in-stock models. This weekend only inside the Exposition Center at Wisconsin State Fair Park.
Have you seen them yet?
Seen what?
4 different ways to say I love you.
I'd love to see those. Show me the list. What list? The list of 4 different ways to say I love you.
Let's start over.
Where are you going, Monica?
I'm going to get the 4 different ways to say I love you.
Sarah, imagine a box of assorted chocolates.
Okay.
When you open the lid, what do you see?
I see a guy sitting on a park bench saying, life is like a box of chocolates.
But what are the shapes of the chocolates?
There are 4 different shapes.
Here they are.
Those are gorgeous.
4 diamond pendants covered in diamonds.
Almost like they were dipped in diamonds.
And each diamond was created inside a miniature star.
But you'd have to be rich to afford one of these.
Choose the diamond pendant you like best. $148.
I love Kessler's.
Everyone loves Kessler's.
For the location of the Kesslers nearest you, visit KesslersDiamonds.com.
Hey, Dan, another satisfied client.
Yeah?
Marlo just told me that having organized spaces has completely reset the tone of their household.
I bet they're easily finding what they need.
Yep, their shoes, their coats.
They can find their keys. They aren't tripping over toys.
Exactly, because everything has a place.
Changing lives one space at a time. Let us help you calm your chaos today at Inspired Closets. InspiredClosetsMilwaukee.com.
A wife and husband team.
Well, we may not be reeling in the years, but we're reeling in the week. A lot going on this week. It is Spanning the State, the Political Power Half Hour. Steve Scafidi, the host of the Political Power Hour, which airs, that's right, Monday through Friday at 9 a.m. here on WTMJ.
Oh, you got that memorized now, Brian.
Oh, I'm saying it just for fun in the middle of a segment. I just drop it in wherever
Drop
I can.
it in. All right, Steve. We only got about 2 minutes before we gotta let you go for the day. But did you check? Have we seen a concession speech from Eric Hovde yet?
No, I have not seen one. It's 1:55 on Friday afternoon. He's entering that airspace where people have already started to move on, and if you're the candidate that hasn't sort of graciously conceded, you tend to become irrelevant from that point forward. So he's at that moment I would say if he had done that, if he had conceded graciously, he might have a future in Wisconsin. If you don't do that, and if the next few months becomes lawsuits and all these election conspiracy theories and everything else that's attached to that name, then you become irrelevant and you will never be heard from again in politics. Doesn't mean he's not a great person. He was very nice to me. I interviewed him a bunch of times, but Tammy Baldwin gets it done, and a lot of people smarter than me said, don't count her out. She'll come back at the end. She always does, and she runs good races. Now she's a 3-time elected senator from Wisconsin. She must be doing something right.
Have you dove into the numbers at all, Steve, as far as where she picked up votes that Kamala Harris didn't?
I've spent so much time in the presidential race. I haven't really looked at it.
No, I know, because I had someone suggest, and I wonder, and this is why maybe over the weekend with all my free time, I'll look at this. But if you think about it, she was endorsed by the farmers, and Eric Hovde did not, on the debate stage, did not know much about the Farm Bill. And so I'm wondering, as far as people who are going to dig into numbers, if some of the voters who split are in agricultural counties, and there was some farmers who know that, like, Tammy has gone to bat for them and were willing to vote for her again, but then still voted for Trump at the top of the ticket.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think you're onto something. If you say to farmers, I'm not really up on that Farm Bill, you probably pretty much admitted that that's not a big issue with you. And
that's been kicked down the road multiple times. All right, Steve, we got to go. We got to go to the top of the hour news. Have a great weekend with young Cal. Always appreciate having you on.
Thank you, guys.
All right, well, we'll spin around the state on Spanning the State when we come back.
WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee from the Annex Wealth Management Studios. This is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station.
It's a bully that will not let up until you do something about it. And the worst part is that the bullying happens when you're at your most vulnerable. You might as well have your hands tied behind your back while that bully puts one hand over your mouth and pinches your nose with the other. He'll let up, let you catch your breath, and then he'll do it again. Sleep apnea is a bully. Not long ago, we heard our friend John tell you about how his bully was stopping his breathing in his sleep over 145 times an hour. Think about what that can do to your body's organs. It's no wonder that the snowball effects of long-term obstructive sleep apnea are heart disease, stroke, even depression and anxiety. But this problem is solvable, and we have solutions, and you'll be surprised at how simple they are.
To date, Advent has solved over 40,000 breathing triangle problems. It's time to put that bully in his place. Go to adventknows.com to schedule your appointment, because Advent knows. When you breathe well, you live better. Results may vary.
If you're seeking Lake Country's finest, don't miss out on the Westerly, opening this spring. Whether it's active fitness, enjoying a swim in the indoor pool, improving your handicap using our golf simulator, or hosting guests on our rooftop patio, the Westerly has you covered. Providing seniors with award-winning residences throughout Wisconsin, this locally owned and operated company is engaged and offers unmatched services. Apartment reservations are booking quickly. Call Stacy at 262-737-5501 or visit livingwesterly.com.
So how do you underpromise and still get the job? We believe in our hearts we're going to do great work for you. We're just really careful about making unrealistic promises. At Semper Fi, we refuse to set the bar higher than we can jump. But be assured, that's the goal. To do all we can to jump as high as possible to try to exceed your expectations. We're looking to break records. That's how you win over customers, get really great referrals, and build a great business. When you're making a decision to hire an exterior remodeling company, character, integrity, and the feeling that the people you're about to hire are truly eager to show you how good they are should stand at the top of your list. This is Brad Youngluth with Semper Fi Roofing and Exteriors, your local, veteran-owned and operated exterior remodeling company. For your new roof, siding, window and door installation, or masonry work, you can count on Semper Fi to keep you safe, warm, and dry.
We keep you safe, warm, and dry, Semper Fi.
Gruber Law Offices presents Thanalysis.
Republic of Congo.
Yes, sir.
And Spain.
A podcast from Thanasis Antetokounmpo.
Serge Ibaka.
Yes, sir. Also supported by Carbless, premium ready-to-drink cocktails.
One of the best chefs in the world.
And Potawatomi Casino Hotel in Milwaukee.
Only way to get me, you have to come to Paris.
Subscribe on YouTube and wherever you get your podcasts.
For WTMJ contest rules, visit WTMJ.com/contests. Tonight, the Bucks are kicking it against the Knicks at Madison Square Garden.
Lillard going to fire up a three. Tees up a beauty from the right wing as he rips the corners from the right wing.
Our coverage of the game starts tonight at 6. We are your home for the Bucks. News Radio 620, WTMJ, Milwaukee.
At 2:01, it is currently 57 degrees and sunny in Milwaukee. Tonight, mostly clear, 43 at the lake, 36 inland. Tomorrow, increasing clouds, night showers possible, a high of 56 degrees. From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, a middle school student faces a charge of making a terroristic threat in Kenosha. The 13-year-old boy made his initial appearance in court this morning after he was arrested yesterday. He allegedly tried to enter Roosevelt Elementary School at about 9 o'clock in the morning, but was stopped by staff after entering the school's secure vestibule. He claimed to have gone to the school to sell candy, later telling a social worker that he wanted to scare students. The suspect ran off after being questioned by staff, who found him nervous and carrying 2 suspicious bags. Detectives found several airsoft replica handguns and a replica rifle after he was arrested at home. No classes at Roosevelt Elementary School today, but it was already a day off for students. A WTMJ exclusive. The president of Leinenkugel Brewing is talking about the Molson Coors decision to close a 157-year-old brewery in Chippewa Falls.
If you want to sum up the reaction, it's just sadness.
Tony Buger is the president of Leinenkugel Brewing. He's also a 6th-generation member of the family. His mom was the first brewery tour guide in the 1960s.
It means more when it's your family, so it's really difficult. For the decision to be made to stop production, it's very heavy and it's very emotional.
Buger hopes that employees who want to work in Milwaukee will be offered jobs at Molson Coors downtown. John Mercier, WTMJ News.
Time for news about your money, the WTMJ Annex Wealth Management Market Update. The Dow is currently up 326, up about 0.75%. S&P 500 up 29, NASDAQ up 15. Financial planning at every level. Annex Comprehensive Wealth, Annex Private Client, Annex Ignite. Details at annexwealth.com. Sports, traffic, and your weather are next. Siding Unlimited, WTMJ News Time 2:03.
James Imaging Systems, your local document imaging partner. JamesImaging.com.
Al Leidinger, president of Matheson Manufacturing, needed better document imaging technology rather badly. Then came a James Imaging Systems sales representative to the rescue.
Tammy Oliver actually walked in the door one day and introduced herself and showed us the new features that the Toshiba had compared to our old copier. So we ended up signing up with them.
Now, after the sale, is your James Imaging Systems sales rep's customer service meeting your expectations?
Yes, she still checks in to see how things are going and if we need anything. So I really do appreciate that from a customer service standpoint.
James Imaging Systems. Better document imaging technology, better support, amazing people.
There's a true personal relationship, and we've been very happy with them.
Less than happy with your current document imaging vendor? Make the switch to James Imaging Systems. It's easy to do. Call 262-781-7700 or visit jamesimaging.com. James Imaging Systems, your local business technology partner.
From the biggest plays on the court to the comments made in the locker room after, an in-depth recap of every Bucks game in 6 minutes. No more, no less. Bucks in 6 provides game recaps for every game. Hear the high-flying dunks from Giannis.
Puts it on the floor, spins down the lane, and plunges it through.
Or the deep threes from Dame.
Dame time has arrived with 107.
Bucks in 6 on the Bucks Plus Audio Network. Find it now on bucks.com/plus or on Spotify, Apple, and wherever you get your podcasts.
Do you have the greatest possible fire protection?
Fire sprinklers protect lives and property in your building.
Are you ensuring that your fire sprinkler system is receiving the proper care that it requires?
Just like the other systems within your building, it is essential that the fire sprinkler system be inspected, tested, and maintained.
Protect your investment and, most importantly, occupants and firefighters by incorporating a regular ITM program in your building.
For more information, visit nfsa.org.
That's nfsa.org.
Time for a WTMJ sports update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All Sports Desk. Your Milwaukee Bucks break their losing streak, beating the Jazz 123-100.
Andre Jackson Jr. ties his career high with 4 assists in his first start of the season. Just what head coach Doc Rivers has been looking for.
Playing kind of that connector role. I was wondering how important is it to have connectors when you have 2 top 10 scorers?
That was the other reason that went into starting him. I was sitting there with my coach. I said, can I have one guy in the lineup that's not trying to score, but knows how to play and get to the right spot? And he did exactly that. He ended up scoring points, but he did it through being a connector most of the time. It was phenomenal.
At Fiserv Forum, Dylan Hunter Carter, WTMJ Sports.
The Bucks are back in action tonight at Madison Square Garden against the Knicks. Tip-off is at 6:30, and our coverage starts at 6 p.m. right here on WTMJ. And both the Packers and Badgers have a bye this weekend. Let's take a look at your roads. Through WTMJ Johnson & Sons paving time-saver traffic. 94 westbound from 20th to 30th. We have major slowdowns this afternoon. And there's a disabled vehicle blocking the right shoulder on 4194 North at Highway 119 by the airport. At this time, right shoulder is blocked, causing some traffic.
Traffic is sponsored by Hall Mazda Milwaukee. Visit hallmazdamilwaukee.com.
If you see something we should know about, call the WTMJ Hall Mazda Traffic Tip Line, 414-238-9329. Visit Hall Volkswagen during Volkswagen Sign Then Drive event.
Here is your WTMJ 5-day forecast. Tonight, mostly clear, 43 at the lake, 36 inland. Tomorrow, increasing clouds. Night showers are possible, high of 56 degrees. Sunday, mostly cloudy, a chance of showers. Will be breezy, a high of 60 degrees. Monday, partly cloudy, a high of 58 degrees. Tuesday, mostly sunny, a high of 53 degrees. In Green Bay, it's 56 degrees. In Madison, it's 57 degrees. And Milwaukee, it's 58 degrees and sunny. Citing Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 2:07.
It's time to take a spin around Wisconsin and find stories you might have missed. Here's Spinning the State on Spanning the State with Kristen Bry and Brian Noonan.
Oh, there's plenty of stories going around, and I am not.
All right.
We're not seeing the right one.
We're not seeing the spinning?
No, I'm seeing yesterday's spinning.
Oh.
Isaac, I'm seeing yesterday's spinning. All right, well, we'll just have to pretend we have the wheel today.
The wheel is not there.
No, because, all right. Well, here, listen to this. Wasaki.
Wasaki! Electric vehicles might be better for the environment, but what if you're away from home and need a charge? Well, more and more charging stations are becoming available, and now Wasaki will join the number. The village of Wasaki will now allow electric vehicle chargers, and commercial properties with EV charging permits can count an EV charging space toward minimum parking requirements, according to an amended village ordinance the village board passed on October 21st. The Peshtigo Times reports that Wasaki Village Administrator Sarah Pullen said that an attorney specializing in municipal code law recommended the village board update their ordinances to make way for EV charging. A separate ordinance amending the zoning code includes definitions of EV charging and EV charging stations. EVs include battery-powered electric vehicles and plug-in hybrids. Level 3 direct current fast chargers, which operate on breakers of 60 amps or more and on 480-volt circuits, are intended for commercial and public applications.
220, 221, whatever it takes.
Would you get an electric vehicle? Especially how much you're driving these days.
I would look into one. A friend of mine got a hybrid. He just got a hybrid. He's very happy with that. So I would look into that, I think, first, because I do a lot of driving, but I also do a lot of driving in the middle of nowhere, where I'd be afraid that I wouldn't be able to plug in. So I like the hybrid aspect.
The slow die.
Yeah, it's like, what's happening? Where did this go? All right, let's spin it again. Madison. Yes, hey, sometimes you got to make do. I scream, you scream, we all scream for ice cream. Babcock Dairy in Madison is screaming too, but they're screaming about a recall of 2 of their flavors. Babcock Dairy said Tuesday it is voluntarily recalling orange custard chocolate chip and chocolate peanut butter ice cream due to mislabeling and an allergy risk. According to a story in the Journal Times, Babcock said that during production, a limited number of chocolate peanut butter ice cream containers were inadvertently filled with orange custard chocolate chip ice cream, which sounds bizarre, but I'd have to try it. It leads to products with incorrect allergen labeling, which is not good. They're recalling about 41 cases of the orange custard chocolate chip ice cream that may have been labeled as chocolate peanut butter because people who have an allergy or severe sensitivity to eggs or yellow number 5, how would you even know that you have a sensitivity?
It's a weird thing to get tested for, but who knows?
I'm good with yellow 4 and 6, but number 5?
No go.
Big hives. They run the risk of serious and life-threatening allergic reactions if they consume the products. Now, the ice cream in question was produced September 17th. So far, no reports of illness associated with the consumption of the products.
All right.
Plus, I'd be bummed if I really wanted chocolate peanut butter and I opened it up and there was orange in there.
This
Something's
will
wrong.
not stand.
No. Someone will pay.
All right.
All right, we're going to do it again.
Spin that wheel. Oh, we found the wheel.
I just got a wheel.
Sturgeon Bay.
Sturgeon Bay. Ladies in Door County are getting it done. The Women's Fund of Door County raised a record $100,000, all going to benefit women and girls. The Women's Fund Celebrate Women Luncheon was held in Sturgeon Bay. Women's Fund of Door County Treasurer and Event Chair Michelle Stemard told the Door County Daily News, quote, "We are so grateful for the financial support of our community to assist us in our mission of supporting women and girls in Door County. Some of the money raised will go towards supporting efforts to improve childcare in Door County, which we have talked about many times as far as that being an issue across the state. Yes. The Women's Fund of Door County is celebrating its 15th anniversary this year and has awarded more than $1 million, wow, in grants and programs throughout the peninsula. Nice work, ladies.
Very nice. Good job, ladies. If you missed any of the stories or just want more details on anything that we talked about in Spinning the State, or you just want a tutorial on how to sound like a spinning wheel, then text SPIN to 855-616-1620. When we come back, it is Movember. I am going to give you an update and tell you what we're focusing on this week during Movember. So we'll do that after this. It's Spanning the State.
Throughout history, some people have been born into greatness because of their name or family. Others gained greatness because of their actions. On Wisconsin's Morning News, we celebrate everyday heroes, the John or Jane Doe who had no idea when they woke up one morning they'd be saving a life. Everyday Heroes, Thursday at 6:40 on Wisconsin's Morning News. Presented by Azura Memory Care and Assisted Living, transforming the culture of care.
A lot of negative criticism has come from the fact that we voice our own radio ads. You sound unprofessional, you sound like you're from the UP, you sound like a couple of dopey farmers. All the comments we've had.
Ben and Arvid Huth, brothers and owners of Penny Mustard Furnishings.
We don't want to sound like everybody else. We don't want to sound super professional. We want to sound like who we are, and this is who we are.
You know, I take things personally a lot faster than what you do. I get all bent out of shape about it, and you're just like, don't worry about it. That's just one person's opinion, you know. And in reality, you're right.
It's not about them liking us. It's about us being who we are.
You know, we want to have good furniture, goes into the home, makes for a happy customer for a long time, and at the same time, we want to have good employees. We want to take care of our employees. We want to support the local craftsmen so they can support their families and their communities. It's what we do.
See more at pennymustard.com.
Like us or hate us, it's what we do.
Debbie Lazaga here for Kohler Services. If you need a bath or shower remodel, turn to Kohler Services. Family owned for 150 years. Kohler is your Wisconsin manufacturer providing care for life. This month only, get $1,000 off and 0 interest for 12 months on your Luckstone shower remodel. Visit KohlerServicesWI.com to request your free quote, with fast professional installation always included. That's KohlerServicesWI.com.
That's why I wish I had a pencil-thin mustache, the Boston Blackie kind, a two-tone.
Welcome back to Spanning the State. I am Kristen Bry.
And I'm Brian Noonan, and that, of course, is Jimmy Buffett with pencil-thin mustache. My mustache not pencil-thin at this point, but it is coming in because it is Movember. And if you remember last week, I announced that during the month of Movember, I am going to be growing my mustache to help change the face of men's health, because Movember is the leading charity for all men's health issues, whether it's mental health, physical health, testicular cancer, all different kinds of men's health issues. And one of the reasons that I decided to grow a mustache for Movember was because of their commitment to men's mental health, because this is an issue I've been dealing with for a long time. I've seen the results of mental health crises. 2 friends of mine committed suicide. Kristen is going to be talking about a leader here in Milwaukee that many of you knew, well-admired, well-respected Alderman Jonathan Brostoff, who committed suicide this week. A large number of guys still try to, we try to tough it out when we're having dark thoughts, when we're suffering with depression, anxiety, or any other mental health issues, because there's a stigma and this outdated shame that goes with admitting that we need help. And I'll admit it, I was in that place. Things got pretty dark. I used to try to hide that I was seeing a therapist and that I was taking meds. And that's the mentality that needs to stop, because this is a serious global issue. How serious? Well, globally, on average, 1 man dies by suicide every minute of every day. In the U.S., the rate of male suicide is alarmingly high. Approximately 4 in 5 suicides are men. Movember looks at mental health through a male lens, focusing on prevention, early intervention, and health promotion. That's why I'm doing this. They work toward a world where men can take action to be mentally well and are supported by those around them. The issue of suicide, I know, is incredibly complex, and I'm not here to be an expert on anything. That's why I'm trying to point you toward people who are experts and who can help. One thing, though, that I do know, improving overall mental health and helping men establish better social connections can reduce suicide. Movember united experts funding new approaches. They embrace fresh perspectives, and they say that this is how we win the fight, with education, conversations that matter, services that work for men, bright minds brought together, community first, and advocating for all men. So just take this. If you or somebody you know is in crisis and you need to speak with someone immediately, contact the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline at 800-278-8255, the Lifeline Crisis Chat, or the National Alliance on Mental Health at 800-950-6262. You can also text NAMI, N-A-M-I, to 741-741. And if you want to follow my journey, you can do that too. You can get all the information on Movember at us.movember.com. You can text mustache to 855-616-1620. Mustache. You can follow my progress on the website, WTMJ.com. I posted a new picture today and a little bit of information about it. So keep it up. And then at the end of the month, we're going to run a contest. And whether you've been part of Movember yourself or not, we're going to take submissions, and we're going to pick the best mustache and give you a pair of Bucks tickets.
Ooh!
So there you go. But it's a serious issue. If you want to donate, you can donate. If you just want to get information, you can get information. Talk to people. Don't just push it under the rug. And guys, it's okay to ask for help. So there you go.
Thank you for sharing that, Brian.
Yeah, you're welcome. You have had a rough morning and a rough week, based on some horrible news about Alderman Brostoff, and because he not only was he your alderman, you knew him.
Well, I knew him before when he was still so he was in the Assembly for 7 years, and then in 2022 when Nick Kovac, who had been the East Side alderman for I don't even know how long Kovac was in that position, but Nick Kovac is now part of Cavalier Johnson's administration. Yeah. That seat became available, and then Brostoff ran, and he's been my alderman. But yes, his service was this morning, and Mike and I woke up, and from 8 to 9-ish was kind of the family line of people giving their condolences, and then the ceremony was going to start. It started at 9, and so we went, and the line was out the door.
That's amazing.
There were so many people. There were so many people I knew. And we ended up not staying for the service because I think I realized if I would have stayed for that service, I'm not sure I could have done a show today. because the emotional outpouring that was happening, I was like, I don't know if I'm going to be able to turn it back on for the show. And so I was happy to be there for the little bit that we did and give some hugs that we did. But I just, as you were saying, it is to see someone who is truly in his bones a civil servant.
Yeah.
And I think politicians often get categorized as power hungry and corrupt, and we don't necessarily always like them
or trust them,
and some people get into it for the wrong reasons and ambition. And this is someone who just genuinely wanted to make Milwaukee better.
And it's when you see the kind of outpouring of emotion and outpouring of praise for him and the amount of people you said are there today, that's the thing that somebody in crisis can't imagine. They like, and I'm not speaking for him. I mean, I would imagine in those last moments, he couldn't have ever thought that this many people cared about him, and that's the tragedy of it.
And that, I don't know, did we talk about this off air or on air as far as my going back to the Wausau suicide guns?
Yeah, we talked about it the other day when this happened.
And it was the thing that can snap you out of it being your dog.
Mm-hmm.
And that gun shop owner in John Dietrich's investigative series that he did, as far as being that close, being that not even thinking of calling for help, and having a moment where, okay, but my dog's here. And like that being the only thing, and it's not your kids, it's not thinking about your wife. And it's those stats you put out there are just
it's
shocking.
Really frightening. And I've heard back already from a couple people saying, hey, on our coworkers in this building were like, yeah, my family has suffered with that. So it's nice to thank you for drawing attention. I'm not doing it for that. I'm doing it because those numbers shocked me. And, next week we'll focus on something different that Movember is working on, because they back 1,250 men's health agencies and services. So we'll talk about that. And again, you can text mustache to 855-616-1620, or just go to WTMJ.com. It's right on the front page. You can critique how the mustache has come in.
I actually haven't even seen the picture
in a
yet.
week. I left the soul patch just for, yes, it's a little itchy. By next week, it shouldn't be itchy. Now, Isaac's been sporting a mustache for a long time. So it does, and I know from past experience, the itch will leave pretty soon. But, we'll see.
There it is. I said it.
Yes.
Yeah, there it is.
It's hard to say. You can see it a little. But it's a week. I'm not some sort of swarthy caveman.
Maybe you'll like it. Maybe they'll keep it.
Nah. I don't know. We'll see. When we come back, hey, maybe we'll cheer things up a little bit. Who knows?
Or not. Let's see how dark we can go today. Let's keep digging that hole.
All right, we'll do it after this. It's Spanning the State.
Think you're smarter than the people you hear on the radio? Well, time to prove it with our Trivia Showdown. Brought to you by Quizmaster. Go head-to-head with WTMJ personalities in trivia competition. Check WTMJ.com or text trivia to the WTMJ talk and text line 855-616-1620 for a list of dates and locations of our next Trivia Showdown. Benefiting Capco's Kids to Kids Toy Drive. Only here on WTMJ.
You're not just a job number as a Sidex customer. They've been family-owned since 1988, and they treat you as part of their family. Upgrade and transform your current bathroom space with Sidex Windows Siding and Bath. They have seasoned design consultants with 10 to 30 years of experience. The owner, Joe, is honoring his dad's legacy with top-tier products and expert craftsmanship. It's Sidex, the best in the business. Get a free shower door upgrade when you mention WTMJ. Visit sidexremodel.com.
For over a century, local radio has evolved with the needs of the community. From politics to pop culture, we keep you informed, bringing you the most relevant news, online, on air, and on the go. You have trusted us with your news, sports, weather, and entertainment. Trust us to keep moving with you. Text radio to 52886 and tell Congress local broadcasting is here to stay.
Hey, it's WTMJ. Steve Scavidi here. My wife and I just took advantage of Heiser's savings and got our brand new 2024 Chevy Trailblazer, and boy, is this thing amazing. It's a beautiful sterling gray metallic that really shines with a 5-star safety rating. We feel secure with features like automatic emergency braking, IntelliBeam Auto High Beam Lane Keep Assist, and an HD rear vision camera that will blow you away. The owner benefits, unbeatable. 3-year, 36,000 bumper-to-bumper warranty, 5-year, 60,000-mile powertrain warranty, and Heiser's exclusive Safe and Sound program. Get the details at Heiser.com. The tech is top-notch, and the remote starter, perfect for our weather. Heated seats and steering wheel, you bet. And the best part, it's affordable and perfect for everyone. Heiser's Safe and Sound program is a game changer, vehicle exchange program, roadside assistance for life, and more. No wonder they've been in business for over 100 years. Don't miss their end of summer sizzling savings all month long. Visit Heiser.com, because at Heiser, today's your day.
When is the last time you paid less but got more in return? It happens every day if you or a loved one has Medicare Advantage. $0 copays and an average of $2,500 less out of pocket annually, but more benefits like dental, hearing, and vision. More prevention and screenings to keep people healthy. More care for less money. No wonder 33 million seniors choose Medicare Advantage. Visit MedicareAdvantageMajority.org to learn more. Paid for by Medicare Advantage Majority.
All right, everyone's taking a breath. And it's Spanning the State.
Yes, it is.
Christian Pry.
I'm Brian Noonan. You know what? I know some stuff has been heavy today, but it's been a week.
It's been a week. I think, and I think that's okay.
It is definitely okay.
I think I said this on Wednesday, as far as there is some people who are meant to be anchors. And there are some people who are meant to be able to be vulnerable and talk about hard things and bring humanity. And I feel like you and I are the latter.
Well, our news director came up to me today, and if you remember on Wednesday, I had went on a little rant at the beginning of the show. And
you let some emotion out.
I let some out, and she came up to me. She said, "That was so good. I wish I could say that, but in my position, I can't. But you said everything I wanted to say. It was so good." I'm like, "Oh, thank you." I said it was not planned, but but it is planned. Look at that segue.
Look at that segue.
Oh man! It's the WTMJ and Capco. We're teaming up to for the big toy drive and toy fundraising holiday endeavor. So we're having a big trivia showdown. That's right. On 5 Wednesdays, starting next Wednesday at Cafe Hollander in Wauwatosa, you can come out while your favorite WTMJ personalities and me get to MC these things. Big news, Kristen. Yesterday we were saying, obviously, they saved the best for last. And that
absolutely,
is
always.
You and Steve and myself are going to be hosting the big trivia contest on December 18th. Yesterday, we did not know where they were going to put us. We didn't know what giant venue would be able to house the massive throngs of people that will be coming out on the 18th. We have found out. Broken Bat Brewing.
Oh, that doesn't seem very big. I thought you were going to say like Pfizer. No.
Well, listen, the thing we didn't know is they have bought the surrounding block, leveled it all, and it will be like a rally. It's going to be a big trivia rally.
We could also play wiffle ball.
We could play some wiffle ball.
There you go.
Or just start thumping people with bats.
Will you still be in your boot by then?
No, I'll be out of the boot.
All right, we're going to play with some wiffle ball.
Out of the boot and ready to party. So that's the 18th. But next week, like I said, it all starts. Vince Vitrano and Greg Pancake Hill will be serving as your hosts next week. It starts at 7 o'clock at Cafe Hollander. Then the following week, Greg Matzik and Eric Bilstead. And then, John and Julia from Wisconsin's Afternoon News are going to be at Camp Bar on December 4th. That'll be fun. North Pillar Brewing has Jeff Sherman, Sandy Max, and Jessica Ty. And then, of course, the big one, the finale, the headliner, if you will. That's on the 18th at Broken Bat Brewing.
Julia, how's your trivia knowledge? You good at trivia?
Sometimes.
Depends on the topic?
Yeah.
That's kind of how I feel.
It has to be something really unique and weird because that's what I am.
It has to be about birds. Do you know about birds since you grew up with birds?
Oh, the birds.
Exactly.
Aviary trivia.
I
Julia's
grew up with 7 birds.
What?
Oh, you haven't heard this story?
I knew you had birds. 7 birds?
Yeah.
All at one
7.
point?
Yeah, all at one point, and I still have one, a macaw that will live probably past my lifetime. A blue and gold macaw.
Wow.
Yeah, it will live to 90 plus years old. Tango.
That's crazy.
She's beautiful.
All right,
All
ABC
right.
News and local
She's
headlines
gorgeous.
are next.
ABC News. I'm Michelle Franzen. The Justice Department has charged 3 men in an alleged Iran-funded plot to kill President-elect Trump. The FBI stopped at ABC's Aaron Katursky says the men were hired by someone in prison who ran a criminal network. One suspect remains at large.
This guy, according to the complaint, talked 5 different times about this with the FBI from Tehran. The 2 operatives are in the United States. They're under arrest. But this Farhad Shakiri is in Tehran and on the phone with the FBI talking about this alleged plot voluntarily, the complaint says, and dropping dimes on his handlers at the Iran Revolutionary Guard Corps.
Fire crews in Southern California getting a break today from those fierce Santa Ana winds that fueled the explosive mountain fire this week. Over 200 structures have been destroyed. The Dutch Prime Minister and Israel's Prime Minister denouncing last night's anti-Semitic attack targeting Israeli soccer fans in Amsterdam. This is ABC News.
Citing Unlimited, WTMJ News Time 2:31. I'm Julia Fellow. Your top story. A Milwaukee woman says she received one of the racist text messages being investigated by the FBI nationwide. They were sent to people across the country. Arjoy Perez tells WTMJ she got one just yesterday. The text says she had been selected to, quote, pick cotton. She told us as an African American she was hurt and felt helpless. And right now, federal law enforcement intelligence agencies are looking for the source of these racist messages to stop them and charge that person or persons. Cybersecurity experts are on high alert after the election. Generac's VP of Cybersecurity tells WTMJ it's not about who's in office that makes us susceptible to cyber attacks, but the transition of power in and out of itself. William Cummings says the best way to avoid security breach is constant education and remaining vigilant. Higher electricity bills are coming with We Energy's customers. Wisconsin Public Service Commission approved the rate increases. Residential customers can expect a typical bill next year to cost about $9 more a month, and in 2026, $10 more. The decision comes months after pushback from consumer advocates like Citizens Utility Board. Let's take a look at your markets first before we go to traffic. With your WTMJ Annex Wealth Management Market Update. Everything in the green. The Dow is up 285. S&P 500 is up 22. And NASDAQ just went down 1. Financial planning at every level. Annex Comprehensive Wealth, Annex Private Client, Annex Ignite. Details at annexwealth.com. All right, hit it. Let's go to traffic here. Taking a look at your roads with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver traffic. Huge slowdowns on 94 westbound from 20th to Mitchell at this time, starting from the Market and Interchange westbound to Mitchell. All right, 4194 south at Drexel Avenue. The right shoulder is blocked because of an incident. We're not told anything more. We're looking into that. And 4194 north by Highway 119 by the airport. The right shoulder is blocked because of a disabled vehicle. Here is your WTMJ 5-day forecast. Tonight, mostly clear, 43 at the lake, 36 inland. Tomorrow, increasing clouds, night showers, a high of 56. Sunday, mostly cloudy, chance of showers, breezy, a high of 60. Monday, partly cloudy, a high of 58. Tuesday, mostly sunny, a high of 53 degrees. In Green Bay, it's 56 degrees. In Madison, it's 57 degrees. In Milwaukee, it's 58 degrees and sunny. Citing Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 2:34.
It's a super affordable family fish fry Friday at the Mine Chef restaurant in Hartford. WTMJ's John Mercure here. Do not pay $16 or more for your fish fry. The Mine Chef fish fry is just $7.99, and it's all you can eat. You deserve it. After a long week, relax with a cold beverage and a great fish fry. Kids menu starts at $3.99, and they can safely play in that huge game room quietly tucked aside from the dining area while you finish up, maybe have an after-dinner drink. I repeat, hard to believe, the Mine Chef's all-you-can-eat fish fry is $7.99. Desserts are always buy one, get one free. The Mine Chef in beautiful downtown Hartford. And near the EAA in Oshkosh, tons of seating, lots of close parking. Reserve now for your Friday, $7.99 all-you-can-eat fish fry, serving from 11 a.m. Get there early. I love that fish fry. Your Saturday steak dinner is under $20. Sunday brunch under $15. What a value. MineChefRestaurant.com.
No matter how many people are in your family, buying new jackets for the cold weather months can be expensive. But when you shop St. Vincent de Paul thrift stores, prices on cold weather jackets will give you a sigh of relief because thrift store prices mean great deals. And right now we have a great selection. Find great deals on cold weather jackets for the family at St. Vincent de Paul thrift stores on Highway 100 in Layton and Greenfield, 23rd in Lincoln, and 76th and Bradley Road in Milwaukee.
You're gonna love it, St. Vincent de Paul.
Spas. The Swim Spa Hot Tub and Sauna Show is coming this weekend inside the Exposition Center at Wisconsin State Fair Park. Rows and rows of spas, hot tubs, cold tubs, and swim spas. The largest display in the state. Save up to 60% on all in-stock models. This weekend only inside the Exposition Center at Wisconsin State Fair Park.
Think O'Reilly Auto Parts for all your car care needs. Get the parts and service you need fast from the professional parts people at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Get started with your no-hassle refi checkup by clicking on the blue button at Accunet.com.
You won't get no dessert till you clean off your plate, so eat it. Don't you tell me you're full, just eat it. Eat it.
Keeping the fun alive on Spanning the State on a Friday. We are trying to keep the smiles rolling. I am Kristen Bry.
I'm Brian Noonan, and listen, we've done our serious stuff. We're in the final stretch. We've got the game coming up. Speaking of the game, it is Friday. Do you want to win valuable prizes? Do you know how to play games? Do you want to be on the Ha Ha Friday Fun Day Grandiloquent Game Show? Then you need to be caller 4 and caller 5 at 855-616-1620. Callers 4 and 5 at 855-616-1620. You will play the game. It is always a fantastic way to end the week, especially this week where things have been for not only in politics, but in a lot of ways. This has been a rough week.
Yes.
So we're going to end it fun. And what better way to have fun than to talk about foodborne illnesses? Because when you think of listeria, when you think of stomach cramps, you're thinking, I'm having fun. That is not true. But Wisconsinites, we have been affected by a series of foodborne illnesses over the last 2 months, right? It seems like they're coming all the time.
The best one really was, we're going to make this joke. Yes. The best one was the fact that McDonald's had an E. coli breakout like 2 days after Trump was there.
Coincidence?
I know they weren't the same, but I was just,
listen, you never know.
Humorous, you have to admit.
It sure was. You know, he may have been dabbling in the onions. Who knows what happened? But that is the latest one. The McDonald's Quarter Pounder Onion E. coli outbreak. October 27th, the CDC confirmed that one Wisconsinite has been affected by the outbreak that is caused by those onions. In September, eggs, which was a centerpiece of this election, those expensive eggs. Eggs from a Wisconsin producer led to 93 cases of salmonella across the United States. More than half of those cases were here in Wisconsin, and the outbreak led to 34 hospitalizations. Then, earlier this month, hundreds of retail stores in Wisconsin, including Walmart and Pick and Save and Dollar General, were affected by a recall of ready-to-eat meats that may have been contaminated. And then one Wisconsinite with listeria, and then one Wisconsinite was sickened by a separate listeria outbreak that's from the Boar's Head ham fiasco in June and July.
Which is crazy because before I was pregnant, had never even heard of listeria.
Yeah.
But that was why you can't, when you're pregnant, you're not supposed to have deli meats because because it's more likely. That's one of the products that is more likely to have listeria,
really?
And like that will be like done, like dunzo. Like it is like if you like what listeria is for someone who's not pregnant, you get sick.
Yeah.
But like it is,
oh no.
Yeah, it's bad.
Okay.
Like you'll lose the baby.
Holy
and
cow.
So that like for my friends, one of my girlfriends who had her kid 6 months before I did. You know, I think the jokes, like I had sushi the night after I had Frankie.
Okay.
She had cousin subs.
All
Like
right.
that's what she was missing was cousin subs.
See, Debbie wanted a beer.
I also wanted a beer.
Now, that seems like a lot of outbreaks, but according to sources and experts, that number of illnesses and outbreaks is not out of the ordinary because when you compare the amount of food that's consumed every day in the U.S., the amount affected by recalls is relatively small. Consumers should feel confident, the CDC and other experts say, about buying products from a grocery store and eating at restaurants. I do. And then, but as long as they, the places you eat keep basic food safety in mind. So what can we do, Kristen? How do we keep ourselves safe at home? The holidays are coming. You're going to be cooking. I don't know what you cook. Maybe a brine, a turkey.
I mean, the cannibal sandwiches are coming.
Oh, all right. Well, here's what you can do to protect yourself. First of all, you want to keep the hot foods hot and the cold foods cold. Very simply, don't leave the mayonnaise out on the stove. That's just good common sense every day. Washing your produce at home gives extra protection. I'm sure you wash your produce.
Yeah.
Do you scrub it with soap or do you just run it under the water?
Depends on what it is. It's certainly never soap. If
Okay.
anything, I think there's like different like salt mixes or like baking soda for some of the berries and stuff. My apples, I would say sometimes just give them a rinse. Probably not as much as thorough as it should be.
I just rinse. I rinsed the apples yesterday. I rinsed a bunch of grapes, some blueberries.
Yeah.
I'm going to roll the dice.
You live on the edge.
I do. I'm a risk taker. People look at me, they go, he's an adrenaline junkie. When you're shopping for processed meats, look for preservatives that will help prevent bacteria like Listeria and keep your fridge a little bit colder than the recommended 40 degrees because that will slow the growth of potential contaminants.
Good advice.
That is good advice. All right, enough of this. Kristen, don't use these meats for your cannibal sandwiches. I don't know what meats they would.
No, no, the deli meats.
Oh,
no, you have to use a high grade.
Ground beef,
steak.
right? Ground steak.
Yeah.
All right, that makes sense.
I mean, I don't eat cannibal sandwiches. That's a Debbie Bry thing.
No, I couldn't. That's all right. Well, listen. On that note, now we've gone from upset stomachs and Listeria. It's time to have some fun. We're going to play the game after this on WTMJ.
When you're due for tire service, visit richlawns.com for the location nearest you.
We'll give you a free flat tire repair on every tire we install. No questions asked. I'm Brett Matchey with Rich Lawns. You're due for service.
Rich Lawns.
Hey, it's Kristen Bry, and have you heard the news? I have a new dentist that I cannot wait to tell you about because I just had my first checkup and procedure with Dr. James Michaels at Economwalk Dental Care. And so if you have not been to the dentist in a while, you should absolutely go see my guy. We all know the holidays are coming up and you want your best smile for all those photos. And so if you have apprehension about going to the dentist, Dr. Michaels understands. So whether you need a simple cleaning or exam or a complex dental procedure, if you or somebody you know needs an implant for a missing tooth, Economwalk Dental Care will always make you feel as comfortable as possible and give you and your family an amazing smile. We all have to go to the dentist, so don't put it off any longer. Call and make an appointment today and start this winter, because really we're in winter already, on a good note. Go see my new dentist, Dr. James Michaels at Economwalk Dental Care.
Welcome back to Ask Hasselus. I'm Weston. What's your question?
Where the heck is everybody?
Beg your pardon?
I'm at your store and...
Yes?
Nobody's here.
That's because Hasselus mattress showrooms are employee-free. Take your time and test our selection of Beauty Rest, Sealy Posturepedic, Certa Perfect Sleeper, and more without commission-crazy salespeople breathing down your neck.
Yeah, sure, you say that, but come on.
What?
Where the heck is everybody?
Hasselus really is employee-free.
Okay.
So we can sell mattresses for way less, like the Beauty Sleep by Beauty Rest Elm Cove B Queen. Others sell it for $12.99, but Hasselus has it for $8.42. Plus, check out our super low pricing on Sealy Posturepedic, Certa Perfect Sleeper, and more.
Yes, but...
And through Monday, get an extra $248 credit just for shopping local.
Well, that's great, but I just have one question.
What's that?
Where the heck is everybody?
Open 9 to 9. Find an honest-to-goodness, employee-free showroom near you at Hasselus.com. Hasselus, employee-free since 2014.
Oh, my goodness. One of our callers who was going to play the game dropped off. So if you want to play the game, we have one spot available, 855-616-1620. Get in now.
There's no better place to catch the natural wonders of fall than Lake Geneva. Stroll a lakeshore path in a kaleidoscope of color. Explore winding rustic roads. Take a scenic boat tour or glide through a forest on a zip line. At night, stargaze from a historic observatory, cozy up to a campfire, or have a cocktail on the patio. Enjoy the seasonal bounty at orchards, wineries, and farms with flavors to savor. Plan your fall getaway now at visitlakegeneva.com. Lake Geneva, it's always been the place for fall fun.
When your car or truck needs service, you should take it to a specialist. I'm Jim Token, president of the Auto Dealers Association of Metro Milwaukee. At a member, new car dealers have factory warranted parts, the latest diagnostic equipment, and certified manufacturer technicians. Plus, their prices are as low or lower than independent shops, even on routine things like oil changes and tire service. Knowing all that, why would you ever consider going anywhere other than an Adam member dealer?
Let's play a game. Come on down!
How fun!
I'm ready. Pick me, pick me, pick me. Put on your thinking caps. It's time for the Ha Ha Friday Fun Time Grandiloquent Game Show. Put your hands together and welcome your quizmasters, Kristen Bry and Brian Noonan.
Let's play.
Oh my goodness. If ever a game was needed, today is the day. It is the Friday game show. Today we bring back Tri-Bond Challenge.
What? Yeah, we haven't played this in a while.
We haven't played this in a long time. Just bring it down a little bit. There we go. That's very nice. I don't want to shout at people. All right, let's meet our players, shall we, Kristen?
We shall.
First, we go to Menominee Falls, home of so many people in Wisconsin. Lori, though, is the lucky Menominee Falls resident who gets to play today. Hi, Lori.
Hey, how's it going?
We are doing fantastic. What do you do, Lori?
I'm a retired RN.
A retired RN. Very nice. You sounded a little unsure of that. Are you making this up? Are you trying to be undercover?
No, I just recently lost my job, so I'm getting used to it.
Oh, wow.
I'm sorry, Lori.
So you were retired. You didn't retire on your own. That's too bad.
Yep.
Not good.
Yep, I agree.
And I thought nurses were in such huge demand everywhere.
I guess only in hospitals, maybe.
All right. Well, I'm sure you'll find another one soon, Lori. And maybe today you dominate, and that spurs you on to greatness. But you have to get through Denny first. He's in Elmwood Park. Hi, Denny.
How are you guys?
We are dandy. What do you do there in Elmwood Park, Denny?
Well, if you remember, I won the Monster Mash trivia thing. I'm the pizza guy, the pizza oven guy.
Oh, the pizza oven guy. All right. Well, we're glad you're back, Denny. All right, Lori, Denny, this is the game. It's the Tri-Bond Challenge. I'm going to give you, or Kristen's going to give you, 3 things. Your job is to tell us how they are connected. For example, if I were to say a shoulder, a fan, and an ice skate, Kristen, what do those 3 have in common?
Say it again.
A shoulder, a fan, and an ice skate.
Do they all have blades?
They do all have blades. That's how the game is played. All right, Lori, Denny, first 1 to 5 correct answers, or whoever is leading when time runs out will be our winner. Let's start in Menominee Falls with Lori. Go ahead, Kristen.
All right, Lori. 2x10, 2x8, 2x6. What do they all have in common?
Sizes of wood planks.
Nailed it.
Yes, sir. Lori's on the board with a 1. All right, let's go to Denny, shall we? Denny, Oilers, Jets, Rangers.
NHL hockey teams.
Hockey team.
Got it. All right.
That's correct. Uh-oh, this could be a barn burner.
This could be quickly. This could go quick. All right.
Well, let's slow it down then.
Lori. Elvis, Budweiser, a lion. Elvis, Budweiser,
5 seconds.
a lion. What do they all have in common?
Names of drinks, I have no idea.
Oh. They're all kings. King of rock and roll, king of beers, king of the jungle.
Oh, all right. We go to Denny with a chance to take the lead. Denny, number 5 on our list is Burgess Meredith, Frank Gorshin, and Cesar Romero. Burgess Meredith.
They all played I believe they all played hold on a second. They all play the Joker or the Penguin in Batman.
I think,
No.
Really?
Because one of them didn't play either one of those characters.
Okay, that's a technicality.
Well, Frank Ocean was the Riddler.
I just say they're all villains on Batman. It's certainly one I would not have gotten.
Well,
I'm on your side, Denny, but he's the quiz master.
listen, I'm sorry. The judges. If you had said if you had said they were all bad guys on Batman, you would have got it.
All right, what's
but you
the score?
narrowed it
1-1?
down. It's 1-1.
All right,
Lori's
1-1.
back on the
Lori, we're
board.
coming back to you. Ace, Eagle.
Okay.
Ace, Eagle, Bogey.
Golf scores. Golf.
Golf terms.
Yes,
yep,
golf.
got it. All right.
You got it, Lori. You're on the board. No need to panic. All right, we go back to Denny, who likes to argue whether his answers are correct or not. We'll find out. Denny, we're going to go with Wise Potato Chips, Temple University, and Hooters Restaurants. Wise Potato Chips.
Could you repeat that one?
Yes, Wise Potato Chips, Temple University. No Googling, Denny. I know what you're doing. This is not my first game that I've emceed. And Hooters Restaurants. 5 seconds.
Boy.
3, 2, 1.
You got me on that one. Sorry, guys.
They all have owls as their mascot or logo.
Oh.
There you go.
There you go.
All right.
Lori, you can take a commanding lead.
All right. Lori. Bike, roller coaster, magic carpet.
5 seconds, Lori.
What was the first? No. What was the first word you said?
Bike as in bicycle.
Bike.
Roller coaster, magic carpet.
Modes of transportation.
Yes. Rides, modes of transportation. Lori has 3. Denny has 1. Denny, thing, lurch, cousin it. Thing, lurch, cousin it. Oh, that's the buzzer.
I know this one.
Lori, what is it?
Addams Family characters.
Oh, we'll give Lori the
she
4.
stole it.
Lori with 4, Denny with 1. Lori, you're the big winner on the game. Congratulations. You have won a WTMJ prize pack and our undying admiration. And everyone with Nominee Falls has to give you a hearty pat on the back, whether you like it or not.
Oh, I hope so. Sounds great.
Well, good luck finding another job, Lori. Stay on the line. Isaac's going to get all your information. We play a game every Friday to wrap things up, which we'll do right after this on Spanning the State.
Hey, WTMJ's John Merck here. Join me every Saturday at 1 for Experience Wisconsin. I love it. We check in with businesses, organizations, communities across our state, bringing you some of the really cool stuff that's happening. This week, it's going to be good. Visit Lake Geneva.
Rent everything there. It's so reasonably priced. And you don't have to stay at the Grand Geneva to ski there.
And the White Lace Inn. That's a special place. It's Experience Wisconsin, Saturdays at 1, right here on 620 WTMJ.
If you got a tattoo, what would it be?
What?
Do you have a nickname?
What are you reading?
A book of conversation starters?
Why?
You know, for our conversation sofa.
You mean the JYS2 conversation sofa from Penny Mustard?
That's the one. So tell me, what was the name of your imaginary friend?
The JYS2 conversation sofa has a unique curve to add dimension and ease as you sit face to face and chat with your friends.
What's your biggest fear?
And the JYS2's high-density foam cushions are so comfortable. You will want to sit and talk for hours.
What's your 11th favorite word?
All right, that's enough.
Okay, but in case you're wondering, my answers in no particular order are moose, nincompoop, tater tot, an alligator riding a unicycle, and Horatio T. Wigglebutt III.
The JYS2 conversation sofa, made in the USA and starting at $27.91 at Penny Mustard.
Showrooms in Milwaukee and Chicago.
PennyMustard.com.
Better versions of what people want.
Penny Mustard Furnishing.
Siding Unlimited named the best window installers, not just here, but in the whole USA. Get the best. Siding Unlimited, 3-time winner as America's best window installer. For windows, you call Siding Unlimited first and directly. SidingUnlimited.com.
When you work with us, you'll know what you're going to get. And most importantly, you'll know exactly what you're going to pay us to list and sell your home. Talk to any Benefit Realty agent and ask about our commission. You will always get the same answer. You may find that others aren't ready to be as straightforward as we are right off the bat. They may try to meet with you first, and from there, you'll probably have to haggle your commission. And if you're lucky, you might be able to get them to reduce their commission to what we charge. But who wants that? Benefit Realty is going to make this easy for you with no upfront fees and 1.9% real estate commission. And we even one-up it from there. We cap our commission so that no matter what size property you're selling for the listing side of your sale, your savings will be substantial. And if you're selling a luxury portfolio kind of home, substantial is an understatement. And finally, if you're not happy at any time with the service you're getting, we won't hold you to the term of your contract. This is Angela Calais with Benefit Realty, where you pay less for full service. Benefit-realty.com.
Your current car? Soon to be your old car. A new car? Better start looking. But you've got this. Just like Associated Bank's got you with free credit score for Choice and Platinum Choice checking customers. Because when you know you need to make a big purchase, knowing your credit score puts you in the driver's seat. You've got this with free credit score from Associated Bank. See associatedbank.com/checking or ask a banker for details. Member FDIC.
I believe it's time for me to fly.
Indeed, it is time for us to.
Yes.
The weekend is here for us.
I'm looking forward to it. A lot of things going on.
You don't have a newborn to take care of this
I don't
weekend.
have a newborn to
Like
take care
Steve.
of. I have a senior that I have to take care of a little bit tomorrow.
Yeah.
But I'm going to enjoy that. I found a delicious beer for the weekend I'm going to enjoy. And we got some couch covers that I get to put on. Oh, it's big time at the Noonan house this week. So I can hardly wait. You're leaving town?
We're gonna do a little staycation and stay close by, and so we'll have some rest and relaxation for the
nice.
weekend. But yeah, I'm excited to hang out with Frankie Girl.
Yes,
and come back and do it all over again on Monday.
Sounds perfect. And we will be back. Thank you, Isaac, for sitting in. Rhea's on vacation until next week, so Isaac's going to be with us. And Wisconsin's afternoon news is next.
See ya.
WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee from the Annex Wealth Management Studios. This is News Radio